Live time. And we are live.
Oh, jolly good.
Splendid.
Yes.
Merry.
Utterly splendid. I've got my ugly sweater on.
And I've got my Christmas.
With a face to match.
Well, you said it, I didn't.
I did first.
Elder abuse.
Yeah,
Elder
that's
abuse.
it, yeah.
So we are very excited today. My little niece, aka Babyhead, who's also got a birthday coming up this month, Benna McCartney, and her musical collaborateur, Mezzowave, love that name, have a new single, Lifeblood, coming out on December 8th. And this is kind of the sneak preview to that show. And they are joining us live from an undisclosed location in the south of England. It's near Brighton. I don't know whether it's pronounced Lewis, or the Lou. But anyway, if you
the Lou,
we've all just been. But things drop out the ceiling, the crowd goes wild. Please welcome McCartney, Mezzowave, Benna, and Max.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, kids.
Hi, everyone.
Hiya. Hi, everyone.
How lovely to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh, I didn't actually have you. I'm only a step grandmother. We won't go into that now.
Have changed your nappy once or twice.
Yeah.
I knew this was a bad idea.
It's getting off to a very British start, isn't it? Nappies and toilets.
Talking about bowels, yes. Martin, Ruth's husband, Max, upstairs. He's German.
Is he German?
You know, we don't talk about that either. But hey,
he resembles that more.
Yeah. But he always says, "What is it about the British? They're always on about the bowels." I guess we are.
It's because Thomas Crapper was an Englishman, probably.
Oh, that's right. Yes, who invented the toilet, I believe. Yeah?
onto sensible things, I guess. We don't want to make them have to go and use the
He's just done that under the table.
Induce some behaviour.
Indecent behaviour, yeah.
So, kids, how did you two meet and how long ago, and what led up to this point of Lifeblood?
We met about 14 years ago.
Oh, really?
Which feels like a lifetime. And Max is more of a musician than me, so it's more in his blood than it is mine in a way. He does it more as a full-time job, shall we say. And we tried a few bits and pieces, but it's never quite come out like we wanted to. And then this came really quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was really quite random. And he played it to quite a few friends and they said they liked it. And I was vehement that I didn't want to put a pop song out. If I was going to put anything, it was going to be alternative rock. And he was like, but lots of people like it. And I played it to quite a few friends and they really liked it too. And I was like, sod it, let's put it out there.
Yeah,
on Sod It Records.
But I also saw you've made 3 versions. What's that all about?
Well, the thing was, I like to experiment with things, and I make a lot of ambient music and music for meditation as well. And I love to get you in the space, you know, get in a space where it really makes you feel relaxed, and you know, the music's very powerful for that. And and then it's funny. I thought, well, I'll just take the drums out and I'll play about with it. And I was like, oh, I really like that, and I like the first version. And then I went further and thought, well, I'll just make a really ambient version for meditation. I couldn't play with the sounds, and you just have Benna whispering, "I am the lifeblood of my life," and in the meditation version. So that was it. And I thought, well, what should we do with them? And some people said, hey, you know, I really like this version. And other people said, I really like this version. So I said, well, great. If that's the vibe, let's do all of them. You know, why not? So,
and I think that's become, you know, more prevalent in recent years, obviously, than it used to when I was putting out records 1,000 years ago, or when Benna's dad Mike was putting out records. You know, you had one chance, you had one single, it was vinyl, it was a 45, and you put it out, and that was the end of that. But now, because of all of the different, you know, streaming platforms and club mixes, and people want to hear it in Ibiza or at Coachella, I think it's just, you know, it's really opened up not just more genres, but, you know, you're now able to do exactly what you guys are doing. How did you decide which, because I'm assuming you made more than 3, you fiddled around with a bunch. How did you decide on the mixes to finalize these 3 versions with?
Well, the thing was that the one that with the beats is definitely more instant and more for the radio, isn't it? I mean, you know, so that was going to be the single always, I think, wasn't it? So
yeah, it's the one that most people seem to like. So yeah, it won hands down.
Oh,
and
good.
then, so how do you go about distribution? You know, we have lots of options here in the States, but you guys are using a distribution platform that I've honestly never heard of. How did you come across them, and what do they offer?
Well, do you want me to carry on with that?
Yeah.
I don't want to take all the, the conversation.
He loves it. He can't help himself.
There's enough McCartneys. We need more Max.
Yeah, thank you. The thing is, I've experimented with a few things. I'm not a fan, to be honest, I think, of any of this, because I mean, you were talking about vinyls, and we had one chance with singles, but at least it was a physical thing, and you buy a physical thing. You know, you'd buy the single, and that would equate to sales, and we would get some money. And these days, that, as we know, I don't want to sound like the musician moaning about the situation, but the situation is that now, you know, we would get so much for our track, and now we get peanuts, and with the streaming thing. Right. And then I tried lots of these companies, and you basically can't talk to anyone. And this one company in Scotland called Emu Bands, or whatever they're called, they will put it on everything. So they put it on
Apple,
you know, all of the things in it that are based in America as well.
Cool.
So you know, you've got some, you basically got lots of, just by submitting it to these people, they don't take a fee. They take a fee, but they don't take the royalties. So any money you get, it's all coming to us, but we have to pay so much per year or something. But it's actually just a one-off payment for the whole thing. So
it's 50 quid.
It's 50 quid, yeah. So you just put it out there, and
that's great. And is it 50 quid per year per release, or can you can put more stuff out for that yearly membership, or do we even know?
So it's actually 20 quid for the track indefinitely, and then the 50 quid was an extra thing because they'll help us promote it. And
okay, great.
Apparently.
I think most people don't understand about, you know, the difference between buying your music and renting your music, which is basically what streaming is, right? And you know, if you buy a download on Apple in America, a single is anywhere between 99 cents and $1.29, and you know, 72% of that goes to either the label or the artist. So the artist gets anywhere between 60 and 72 cents per download. But Spotify, you know, they're outside of America. Their servers are in Sweden. They don't go by our copyright laws. They pay 0.003 cents.
Yes, that's what I was saying earlier.
Wicked, isn't it?
So you've literally got to have 1 billion streams to be able to, you know, shout a round of pizzas for everybody.
Yeah, literally.
I know. I love the way you put the shout around the pizzas. But yeah, it's very true. And you know, again, there's a lot of people trying to change that, and I'm thinking of ways of actually making music physical again. So working with art. And stuff
great.
Like that. And
vinyl's a big thing here. A lot of people collect vinyl. I've got a vinyl record player underneath my wooden advent calendar. You see?
Yeah, I love the old school.
But Benna, you've also done prior to Lifeblood, which comes out on the 8th. Everybody, mark your calendars. Go to Spotify, pre-save it, and in the description of the events of this link, there are sneak preview to the YouTube videos, and this we'll put up the link in this chat shortly. You've been involved with music and creativity and arty-farty things your whole life, haven't you?
I have indeed. Yeah, I've been in and out of bands all my life, but it's really weird. I've never really put anything out. This is the first single. I decided to wait till I'm nearly 55 to put an actual single out properly, which is, I don't even know. I haven't even got a reasoning behind that, but I did put Calling to the World out. We just redone the vocals actually before this, which was a song I did on GarageBand in lockdown. Yeah. And I did put that out on Apple Music and Spotify, and that was the first time I put my own track out. Yeah. And the only other song I've had out is with a guy called Danny Stubbs, and we did a song called We're All Crazy, which is much more of a dancey sort of mix.
Right.
But yeah, I was in a band called Hula as well, and we kind of played around London, and that was years and years ago. That was based in Oxford, but we didn't ever put the album out. I've got it on a CD in the cupboard. I think it's got chewing gum stuck to it.
Oh, lovely. Way to go. Well, I mean, it's never too late, especially now if you've found this, emu bands that you like. It's never too late to put out decent music. Because one of the things I think has also ruined the music business is that just because people can put music out, they do, and it's not always great.
It's crap.
She said
Say it
crap.
like it is, love.
Say it like it is.
Dave, if you're watching, there's a friend of ours in
England.
in England.
Liverpool. Yeah.
He's got a crapometer and he counts the amount of time she says crap.
Should be like a swear jar. You have to put a quid in them.
That's right. Yes. Our swear jar is overflowing at all times.
A poo jar.
Yeah,
in India they call it something else, but actually a poo jar.
probably a tiffin box. We could have a tiffin box, couldn't we?
Yes,
indeed.
Yes,
I'd like a swear jar that only accepts Bitcoin. That would be good.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, Elizabeth from New York is saying it's not right that musicians don't make what they're entitled to. It's really awful.
Yeah.
Did you
I
have
think what will happen in the end is that you'll just lose the grassroots music.
Yeah.
Which is if you don't support that, you lose that. And I think it was a real challenging time with everything that's been going on to actually see the validity of the music that we're making. Because people would say, well, when you're making music, how valuable is it in the society that we're in? But if we took away, it'd be interesting if they switched all the music off for a couple of days to see how people would feel about it.
Oh, there'd be riots.
Then maybe they'd see. But again, to keep going on about it, I'm so lucky I can make it. I love creating stuff. I'm writing every day. I just, I love.
What is your musical background in general, Max? When did you start?
Well, I played the piano as a kid, very young, and then and I was tinkling about, and then I had lessons, and I really didn't, I didn't really enjoy it so much as a kid, but I was stuck with it. And then probably 15 or 16, I was in bands, started joining bands, and then by the time it was an interesting story because I was in the Midlands and I joined a band with the female. There's basically John Bonham's sister, Deborah Bonham.
Oh, wow.
From Led Zeppelin. So the drummer, John Bonham's sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she had a band, and I was the youngest member of their band. And she moved to London, and it was, do you want to come live in London? She met a guy called Pete down in London, and carried on doing her stuff. And I moved down with her, and I was 19 or 20, I think, at the time, and then I got into electronic music because it was the whole rave scene going on, and dance music and experimentation, and it all went on from there. So
what sort of year would that be, Max?
So sort of early 90s, 91, 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was in Munich making music on BMG, which turned out, per the contract, to be the Big Mean Germans. Martin's going to go, hey, again. But yeah, I would get.
No, he's a big, nice German.
Yeah. We would get to Berlin quite often to do gigs and stuff, and that scene was really, really burgeoning in the early 90s and around that mark. So what would you have been doing in 1991, Benna, musically?
Oh my God. I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone 1991.
Okay, next question. Moving right on.
Next.
I want to find out more about what you were doing, though, on the Big Mean group, or whatever they were called.
Big Mean Germans, BMG. Yeah. Well, I was living in Munich, married to my second husband, first German. I married an Italian and 2 Krauts, and I was married to the middle husband. And
she's known as an international pussy.
I had been doing. Thank you very much. Means cat. Oh yeah. By the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I shouldn't have given her that peanut butter whiskey before we started. That's what's done it right there. That's the
Screwball. 10 o'clock in the morning. Carry on. Sorry.
I've got a snotty nose today. That's why.
Paul Antonelli, my first husband, is watching. He's the Italian, you see. So anyway, I'm married to Dieter Matthias Bockmeier aus Munich, Germany. And I appeared on a local TV show there, singing a song that I had co-written with Barry Coffing, who is somebody I want to put in touch with you guys, or you in touch with him. Barry is in Houston, Texas, and he runs musicsupervisor.com, which is a search engine for all the music supervisors in the world to go and search by metadata for stuff to put in music, movies, television, commercials, and whatever. And I definitely think Lifeblood should be on the platform. So
amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And so Barry and I had written some stuff here in Hollywood, and I went home to Munich for Christmas with the husband. Was on TV, and I got a call from Virgin Records at the TV studio saying, "Do you live here? If you do, we'd sign you. We kind of like, what you're doing." And so I said, "Well, I don't. I live in North Hollywood, but can go home and get my crap." See, I said crap. And come back end of January. I'll move to Germany. Great, let's do a record deal. So go home, pack everything in crates, grab her.
Mom,
Mom.
This one says, "Mom." I think, oh, geez, where are we going to live now? Mom.
So off we go to Munich, and holidays have passed, and I call up, and the guy that's offered me the record deal's been fired. He doesn't work there anymore.
Oh.
Whoops. And I've moved to Munich. So I just started going through the yellow pages. There's me looking under R for record companies, and it's under S for Schallplattenfirmen. And the first one I saw was BMG Jupiter. Called up, made an appointment, went in, sang at the piano to a gentleman called Ralph Siegel, and he signed me on the spot. So
wow.
the rest is kind of. And I did several tours of Russia, Lithuania, Latvia, Armenia, Siberia. My album was released on cassette in Vietnam, South Korea, and Turkey.
Wowza.
It went cardboard, actually.
Yeah, it went cardboard. It didn't do anything.
It went what?
Cardboard.
Yeah.
What your platinum nonsense. Not that funny, man. He doesn't
It
get
is
out.
funny.
He's easily pleased.
I love it. You tickle me something. Honestly, it's brilliant.
Oh, I'll tickle you, Elmo.
Will you? Oh.
Tickle your elbow.
Tickle your elbow. Nice. He just said easy fossil.
Oh, fossil.
Easy fossil. What?
Fossil.
It's on today, isn't it? Like Donkey Kong. So that was sort of my music business experience, and then sold millions of concert tickets in Russia. Gave most of the money because it was rubles in those days, was a non-exchangeable currency, and so I gave most of the money to the Armenian Earthquake Relief Fund, and the Russian oligarch promoters were not very happy because I announced it live on TV that they were donating their money as well. Whoops. And as we dashed to the airport, never to return, that was sort of the end of my musical career.
Wow.
And there you go. There you have it, Roger Rabbit. Absolutely. So now, Benna, do you when you compose, when you do your writing, do you do it in your head? Do you play it on a keyboard? Do you use an app? Do you play guitar? What do you like to use as a tool to compose with?
Yeah,
tool, sorry.
That's just perhaps the tool. We're doing well this morning.
Usually, I love to collaborate. I find I can write stuff on my own, and I did the Calling to the World on my own, messing about on GarageBand, like I say, but I don't usually. I'll usually collaborate. So someone will play me a piece of music, and then I'll come up with the melody and the lyrics. It seems to kind of be that way around. Sometimes I'll come up with lyrics first. Like I've got a load of lyrics, and then I'll see if some of them will fit to a song. But very often it will be a different mood or a different, like, things move and change, don't they? So I prefer to write something more relevant or up to date or whatever's in my art at the time.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody lovely. Yeah, no, I'm very similar to you in that way. Martin, my husband, is, he plays everything, but guitar is his sort of main, axe instrument. But I've got books and books, but 3-ring binders full of lyrics. I probably should put them out as a poet. You and I should do a poetry book. There you go.
That's not a bad idea. It's funny, actually, because I was in an alternative rock band until quite recently, and the guy said, "Oh, maybe we could do some stuff to do some of our own stuff. Have you got any lyrics?" And I sent him about 50 different sheets of lyrics that I just dug out. I've got stacks of them. So yeah, let's do it. You're on.
Okay, absolutely. I've got the keys to KDP, Amazon. We can publish a book, and there you go. But we also should tell the kids who are listening, you actually very generously made a vocal appearance featuring on Geist's single to help the Maui wildfire victims. Did you not? We Won't Break.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all?
We did.
It was a little family venture, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so sweet. It was so lovely to be involved. Thank you.
Yeah, no, my goodness, it was our pleasure. I think it's the only, apart from this one now, it's the only recording that exists with 3 generations of McWomen on it.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Are you still? So you're still making music, are you, Ruth?
I still write lyrics with Martin, and I still have my hand in writing. I sing a lot of backgrounds and stuff for him. And if somebody wants to dump a track on me to sing backgrounds, happy to do it. We have a studio and microphone and everything here, and Martin's a great producer and engineer. So I like to do it, but it's nearly 64. There's definitely no way I can make a living at it, because I hung up my last pair of fishnets about 2 decades ago. So.
Actually,
It was never too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I mentor some guys in their 70s at the moment, and
great,
and they're playing still, and this, I just think it keeps all the parts of the brain going. There's keeps all the synapses firing, and
that's
so
right.
It's kind of really good to see. You've got to keep going. I want to hear you. I think you should release a single soon.
All right. Well, I've got crap on iTunes. You can go look it up.
3 crafts. 3 crafts and a jewel. Yeah.
No, but you're right. You're right, Max, about keeping your noggin going, because it's use it or lose it, isn't it?
Yeah.
The guys that he is in the band with, they're called the Leaky Buckets. I sometimes sing with them as well. They're amazing.
I've seen your posts. I didn't connect the dots. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I do. I wonderful sort of arrangement with them, and they, I live on the farm where my studio is there, and basically it's kind of a trade I do with him, and it's great, and we just sing so many different songs, and I wasn't really a singer before that, and I got me singing, and then in the lockdown I brought out a solo single, which I'd never done before. So, and got on BBC introducing, got on the radio, track of the day and everything. So,
fantastic. Well, I always encourage people to say, never say I'm not a singer. Neither is Bob Dylan, but he's done all right.
Yeah. Exactly. The incredible poetry. I mean, I'm not a great fan of the tonal quality of it, because I'm very much that sort of thing. But his words are incredible, aren't they? So,
Yeah, no, he is more of a poet than a singist for sure. But no, I mean, Angie's just released a book of she's told the story of Liverpool and the Fab Four in limerick form.
I know. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, well, it's on you can get it on Kindle, on your electronic thingy, and the paperback is out yesterday, and the hardback is coming out in a few days. But it was fun to do. Yeah. But the musical part of this is that there's a new category at the Grammys. Spoken word has just become so vast now with all of the audiobooks and everything, and it's usually a president that wins. The biography, the spoken word Grammy goes to Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, George W., whatever. So they got a lot of complaints about that, and they split it into 2 categories. So now that there's a poetry category, we are going to release it on Audible. She's going to go in with Martin's going to produce it. She's going to read the story. It's basically, I wouldn't say it's a children's book, but it's sort of an introduction to Liverpool and all the pop culture figures, as well as the Beatles, obviously. But, Twiggy and Carnaby Street and Mary Quant and all those people. Cilla Black and Who's Who. So it's sort of a guide to all of that. So she's going to read, once she's got rid of this cough. I've got to let her indoors at night more often, haven't I?
Get to bed tonight.
Yes, exactly. Get indoors. So we're going to release it as an audiobook and submit it for a Grammy nomination. Why not?
Oh, amazing. Why not?
At 94. So that's the 2025 Grammy. She'd be 95. So never say never,
Oh, yeah. Do it.
Wow. That's wonderful. And best of luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So tell us about shooting the video, Benna. What was the sort of, the idea behind the car and the road and the mask and the
It was funny. We kind of made it up as we went along. I had a friend who had, or I have a friend who had a bag of stuff, and I went through her bag of stuff, and I just saw the mask, and yeah, I don't know why, it seemed quite fitting. There wasn't really a reason behind it, and then you just love getting your car in videos, don't you? And it's such a cool car. So yeah, we went nearby where Max lives and filmed it. Yeah, we kind of just did it as we went.
And I've just got into making videos. I just love it. And I'm going to start making short films as well, I think, with music as another way of another platform. But there's a significance with the car because it's a Ford Classic. Right. And you know about Ford Classics and the Beatles, obviously. And
there are
a couple of them.
Tell the viewers for the trivia hounds.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, but this car was interesting the way it found me, because I had a friend in Reading and she said, I found this car in the street and it's just sitting there covered in moss. It was in the right old state. And she said, the guy wants 300 quid for it. This is sort of 12, 15 years ago. And she said, I've got this dream that's going to be a really good mascot for you and your music. And I was like, okay, it's interesting. So I bought it with her as a friend. She's a mate of mine, and we were going to share it. But being an old car, and I'm good with old cars. I can fiddle with it and make it work properly. She couldn't do that, so I ended up getting I ended up keeping it and buying her out, which wasn't very much at the time, but I've kept it going for years. And so basically, it's a Ford Consul Classic 315, which is 1962. Which there was a Consul Capri as well, but the 4-door had a little Anglia back window that starts the other way. And I thought there'd be quite a significance of Benna driving it in the video anyway. So she's driving it.
Tell the kids the significance for those who don't know.
So the significance is that Paul had one, I think, in the 60s, and also there's a couple of photos. There's the band with a black one, and then there's a white one as well. So Ford Consul Classic. So yeah. Yep.
So now you see, people are Joanne's like, I'm learning lots of new stuff today.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So the video of the song is obviously available on YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on release day, Ben and Max, I presume you're going to put the links to that on your websites on the 8th, yes, so people can get there from the things that are scrolling across. So people can download it where? Just all the major streaming platforms and everything?
Yeah, literally across the lot. Emu bands are great for that. You literally just tick all the boxes. So it's Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Oh, actually, we're just putting it on YouTube, aren't we? But yeah, all of the platforms, allegedly. We'll see.
Yeah.
Great. That's fantastic. So are you doing any Leaky Bucket live appearances featuring Benna and the new single? Have you got any live stuff?
No, we wouldn't do anything with the Leaky Buckets. Is a total separate thing, as in they're a band, the farm bands. And Benna actually might come and do some more. I hope she does it, because her and I have such a great laugh when we do it together. But this is a separate thing. But you never know. We might do something live with it, mightn't we?
Yeah, we haven't spoken about doing something live, but we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Why not?
Keep us informed, though, for sure.
Because we'll share it all to all of our McCartney pages, and this will go on McCartney.com. Obviously, we'll give you a front page of the McCartney Times, because
Thank you.
We know the right people. Him upstairs, he's got the keys to McCartney.com. So that would be cool. And then shoot me an email to put you in touch with Barry Coughing at musicsupervisor.com.
Yeah.
And I can help you jump the queue and get it uploaded for consideration. It's brilliant, really. It's like a Google for music supervisors, and they can go, and the deal, they can go and search by key, by tempo, by
genre,
by subgenre, all of those things. And then they can sort of save it into a basket, like a shopping cart, and then go back. And the deal with him is it's non-exclusive. You can put the song on other platforms too, music supervisor type platforms. You keep all of your publishing and all of your writers, and it's just a 50-50 split on whatever the placement fee is. So if they get it in an HBO movie and it's, $10,000, you get 5, he gets 5, and you keep all the royalties. So it's a really
sounds
good deal.
about right. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, right.
That sounds
Yeah,
fantastic.
Ooh.
it is. It's a really great.
And having the other versions could be good for that as well. Having a more ambient version
Oh,
for
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It would be remiss of me. I'm seeing stuff coming into the comments here. Don't mean to rain on anyone's parade, but we did lose Denny Lane from Wings this morning. So sending
I'm so sorry.
prayers from
He's been very ill for a long while.
I knew that. Yes. Oh, golly.
Yeah.
That's
so
really sad.
I know. So I knew that you knew him growing up, Benna. So
Mm.
we're sending big love to Elizabeth Hines, to his missus, and all of the extended Wings and Beetle People family and everything.
Yeah.
So he's been suffering badly. I think he's I hate to say a cliche, but I think he's in a better spot now.
Yeah.
And I bet he's going to kick John Lennon in the nuts to buy around tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Anyway, to finish on a brighter
On
note.
a happier note, and
Yeah.
our friend Paul Moody knows this, and Elizabeth's saying Denny got his wings. Great way of
Oh, yeah.
That's lovely.
that is nice.
Mhm.
Paul Moody's watching down at Moe's down at the corner here, and he always admonishes us.
Yes, if we don't do a limerick.
We don't do a limit.
So there's no escape for yous two.
Use two. So
Off we go.
a 1,
A 2, 3.
A big thank you to Benna and Max for appearing discussing their track, sending hope from our hearts to the top of the charts. Their musical chops have the knack.
Ta-da.
Love you loads.
Excellent.
Fantastic. How
Thank
wonderful
you.
to meet you.
Hey,
Yeah, you
absolutely.
too.
Likewise,
Mm.
and I'm glad Benna's got a musical playmate that's so much fun. It's lovely to meet you, and we should definitely stay in touch on other things. If I can be of any help, just let me
Thank you,
know.
Darren. That's amazing. Thank you.
You're stuck in the family now, Max. You're screwed.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
I'm not. I like it. I love it. In fact, yeah. And Angie, you're an absolute star. You're going to make me laugh.
You ain't heard nothing yet, baby.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, our
All
kids
right.
are all saying thank you and all of that good stuff. And have a wonderful happy birthday on the 22nd, baby
Oh,
head.
thank you.
I know. I was 8 when they brought Benna home, and she was the person who made me an aunt. I'm going to make myself cry. And I'll never forget that. It's almost like that new kitten smell, the new baby smell. And they
Yeah.
trusted you. I was sitting on that horrible big long black pleather couch in Rembrandt, and because they wouldn't let me hold you if I was standing up in case I fell over, because I was wont to scab my knees, and I was always falling over. I don't know. It happens again nowadays too. I wonder what that is.
I wonder.
I'll drink to that.
And so I never forget. They put you in my arms, and I just remember, my God, this little baby head. So you're still
little
my-
sweetie.
you're still my
Thank
little baby
you.
head, and I love
Yeah.
you lots. And thanks for
Love
taking
you too.
good musical care of her, Max. And please give our big love to Dave,
Will do.
to the other half. And
Yeah.
you have a happy birthday and a very merry Crimble.
Yeah, you all have a lovely Christmas too. Lots of
Thank
love to you, Martin. I know you're listening.
He says, thanks, love. All right.
Yeah.
It's
Bless
birthday
you.
month now. You
Yeah.
got to start, you see, because we've
Yeah, I
officially
know.
said happy birthday.
Thanks so much for having us on. Really
Yeah. Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us. Yeah.
Thank you. So
Thank
lovely
you.
to be together.
Okay, darling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.